owned this store for over 2.5 years.
My name is Amy Hilliard, and I co-own Farley's East and Farley's San Francisco with my husband, Chris Hilliard.
My name is Yashimabet Selassie. I'm 15 years young. I have my own baking business called Yashi Bakes with support of my family.
My name is Trevor Parham, and I am the founder and director of Oakstop, which is a co-working space, meeting center, event venue, and art gallery.
Our most popular product right now would be our Black Panther Oakland variant.
Salted chocolate chip cookies that we make in-house. So chocolate chip cookies with sea salt on top.
My inspiration to open the store was that I've always wanted to work in comics since I was little. Since I realized that you had to have a job as an adult, I wanted to work in comics. I've always been able to talk to people about comics and maybe to even get other people excited about comics. And I worked in and out of comic shops since I was 12 or 13 years old. And so it kind of struck me one day like a bolt of lightning. It was like, you could just open a comic book store and then talk to people about comics and sell people comics and get people excited about comics.
So we opened a business for a lot of reasons. My husband Chris's father had opened Farley's San Francisco in 1989. So this year we'll be celebrating 30 years of business on Potrero Hill. And that is a business that was started with an idea when Chris's dad was washing his French press. He broke the glass and he thought, where can I find a glass replacement part for my French press? And he's like, I can't find it anywhere in San Francisco. I'm going to open a place and I'm going to sell coffee beans and just replacement parts. And initially, he wasn't going to sell drip coffee. He just wanted to have a retail store because he didn't want to deal with customers lingering around. He just wanted to come in and out. And then he had this beautiful space, much like this one big open space. And his people were like, you've got to have coffee. And then coffee turned into espresso. And then in 1989, the earthquake in San Francisco hit, and Potrero was one of the only places with running water and electricity. So he opened the space for the community to gather because it was a major disaster and people just wanted to be around their neighbors to process it. So that really cemented Farley's as a community coffee house. And from then on, they started opening earlier because in the beginning, they only opened at 10:30 because we didn't have morning coffee all the time. And we always tell the story of how to get customers to come early, that he would give them a free cup of coffee if they came in their bathrobes.
I started my own business because I've always loved food. It's always been something that's been a part of my life, so it came very naturally. It wasn't like a question. It was like, oh, everybody always gathers around food. It's just like a big part of life. So I know that food brings people together and food brings happiness.
I started this business. The importance of businesses like Oakstop and others here in the Oakland community is to really focus on bringing people together in the context of the local economy.
I really love being in Oakland. Oakland is so special to us and to comics because it's so incredibly diverse. Everybody is represented in Oakland.
Oakland is a city that is full of a lot of life.
Well, I think the Oakland community is pretty amazing. It always has been very sort of activist, sort of like real community. Everybody at my company, we're big Warriors fans, so we love to come and watch the games in local bars, actually on the same street, and go to games sometimes. Oakland is, it's an older community. It's been around a long time.
One of the things I noticed about Oakland recently, particularly the residents, is that everybody is really invested in change. And so people are starting to become change agents and starting to make improvements really in their own neighborhoods, where previously they were looking to the city to make those improvements or they were looking to some other sort of an agency. So now you see people who are actually getting up neighbors and they go and they plant community gardens and things like that.
Our role in the community has changed and grown, I think. From the minute we opened, it became a gathering place for everyone in Oakland. We're on the edge of downtown and some neighborhoods, and most businesses closed on the weekends, but we knew if we were going to be here for the community, we would stay open even during the weekend. So for quite a long time, we lost money, but you can't be there for the community and only be there from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. during the week.
It's incredibly important for people to support local businesses. The reason being is that we're supporting the local economy, but in supporting the local economy, we're supporting the local ecosystem. So when you support a local business, what you're doing is you're then putting dollars into that business, which then supports people who have jobs there. Those people who have jobs in that business can then use that to go and afford to live somewhere. The more that they have and the more that they earn, then allows them to grow a family. Once they grow a family, if they have certain resources, they can put their kids in good schools. When they put their kids in good schools and they get a good education, then those kids can go and get good jobs and come back to the local economy, local ecosystem, and start another business that's going to serve more people locally.
It's good to support local businesses because if you don't, they'll go away. Then you'll buy all of your books online and you'll never have somebody who's read some weird, obscure thing be able to turn you on to it. You won't be able to walk into a place and hang out for an hour and talk about a million different things and meet people who like what you like. And you just kind of lose the community that you get out of some of these small businesses if they're not supported.
Well, it's important to support local businesses because larger companies don't really care if sales go down in a small area, so they can close a business no problem because it's more about profit. But small businesses are reliant on those small numbers. That one person that comes in at 2 o'clock in the morning, that person makes a difference.
They want to be in Oakland, so they'll throw money here, and they will lose money, and they will take our business. So that is one of the hardest things. It's kind of like the playing field isn't quite equal from a financial perspective, and we just have to remind our customers that it might be easier or 10% cheaper to go to one of these places or faster, but by coming here, they're investing in Oakland. Their dollars are being spent in Oakland, and they're going to Oakland staff, and they're going to Oakland or Bay Area vendors. So they're keeping their money here versus letting it go to a big corporation somewhere.
I would go to like a birthday party and sometimes I would bring the cake, or I would go different places, and I never came empty-handed because I love to share what I had to create.
I don't want to have any other job ever.
If people don't support us, we'll go away, and we won't come back.
C'est le temps qui chante et c'est l'amour qui entre à l'intérieur de tous les corps, et pour le meilleur. Et c'est le vent d'automne